Alright, so I will attempt to voice over my own gameplay here for the very first time. And the first thing I'm thinking about is just getting enough energy to be able to do some damage, so try and get a couple quick barriers, a barrier on myself, get 40 charge, a barrier on Salem, try and keep him alive. And then the Genji overextends, so I'm going to try and kill him. So anybody who's overextending at the first area here, I'm going to try and beam them down by maintaining into a safe location. And since Kefwig is here, I can barrier her if she's getting some focus fire or whatnot. We're going to do some poke damage. Now that Salem's back, I'm going to try and engage into main. And then the primary goal is to break shields and kill that turret first, so that I'll open up some more charge for me. And not just energy charge, but ultimate charge as well. That way, just trying to get as much value as possible and get a grab as quickly as possible here. What I'm trying to do every time I'm playing against a Genji player is to build up the grab quicker than he can build up blade. Now they use damage amp field, so I'm going to have to be very careful about that. LOSing. Moving to the other side, they had to use beat, so that now I'm ready to grab as soon as the lamp goes down. Barrier onto Salem to keep him alive. Big grab here, killing the Lucio first. And then we got some right clicks in there, Molten Core. Careful not to touch the Molten Core. We're going to burn down Torb because he used his E ability. And then I'm going to take a bit of an aggressive position and try and hold at the choke point here. Once again, right click, try and get the deflect out early. Barrier onto Salem, try and get back to max energy, which I do. Great nano onto him, and then more right clicks. We did get an huge shatter, and then we've got the follow-up damage to deal with that. And now I'm going to burn down Hog, and then trying to kill the Genji here. It's going to be close, but he does get back into spawn. That's alright, so I'm going to set it back up at the choke point here and use that as a good LOS angle. I'm back at 100 energy again, no deflect, and then I'm going to spam that choke point here, that little hallway where they're coming down, the squishies, the Torb, the Genji. Bob gets sent in, and then that boops them a little bit. He decides to charge Bob, so that was a bad idea for him, but I'm going to try and break the Reinhardt shield and then right-click more. We almost have another grab. And then that catches all 6. Great nade, great shatter to finish it off because they did use beat and whole hog, so that is perfectly fine for following up with a lot of damage there. They will have blade. Nano blade this fight, perhaps. But we also have a duplicate and coalescence to help counter that, as well as a nano from Rev. And once again, barrier onto Salem. I'm going to go in aggressive here and try and break the shields and get a lot of value. Great block on the shatter. I attempt to kill the Genji, but he backs out to point, so I'm going to go back onto the targets that I can hit. Good right click onto the Torb, and then I'm going to get some value off of the Roadhog here as he's feeding me a bit. And now I see Brig coming down Main Street. So the Reinhardt comes in, but he can't really do anything because I have another Grav, which I was able to build off of their Roadhog. So it's all about target priority and about doing what you can to eliminate the targets that are in your range as Zarya. So not everything's going to be in your range. I'd say only about 1/3 of the time a Pharah player will be in my range, or an Echo player, so you do what you can to try and hit them from your medium range beam. If you get close enough, then you can do some focus fire onto them, but for the most part, my targets are going to be the Genji, the Ana, the Lucio, and the Torb when they poke behind the Reinhardt when the shield is not protecting them. When they're being protected by the shield, then my focus fire is going to be on the Reinhardt shield, burning that down so I can get more value for our team, and then that opens up more opportunities for them to be able to get those serious picks on the backline or the DPS. And once again, onto the Reinhardt first. And we're going to push him back. Great sleep onto the Lucio. And the immediate focus fire attention onto the Lucio as soon as he gets slept. some right clicks in there, that takes care of Torb. That was a great counter pin. So barrier onto myself, I have barrier for Cupquake, that's going to give me another 100 energy here. And then I'm going to go back in onto the Roadhog. We do have Grav. So that's just playing the corner game right now until Salem can get back to us. And we did break the Reinhardt barrier, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to grab him so he can't kill our teammates. And I'm going to try and get some good value out of here. We did kill the Lucio. Of course, that Reinhardt's going to die here. That's okay, he wasted Shatter. And then the turret's dead. I was trying to get the Ana, but she did move to the left a little bit, but she wasn't able to hit the shot on the Genji, so I killed the Genji, and now onto the Torb because he hit his E ability. And now we're just going to finish off the Hog here. Leave the Ana for last. She can keep feeding the team because when they only have 2 people alive, she can keep healing the Hog, and then that's going to feed our ultimates. So it's okay to sadistically keep them alive a little bit. That nets me another 100 energy, and now it's breaking the Reinhardt shield once again. Great Shatter in, and then we have some follow-up damage. Torb is 1, so I'm going to kill him. Still maintaining 100 charge. And this is going to be the LOS and right-click game until they can get back to the point again. And barrier onto Salem, that's going to set things up. He's going to whole hog, so I'm just going to wait for him to come through a little bit, and then right click, right click, right click, and that's going to get me a couple kills from the Grav. A little bit of long range right clicks there, like onto the Lucio and the Torb. Duplication was very successful, and now we have a barrier onto Salem, so he can retreat back into our side of the choke very effectively, and keep damaging that Reinhardt shield so they don't have a shield to hide behind, and that'll once again open up things for Salem and Stolen and Cupquake to get more damage in on the enemy team when they don't have a shield protecting them. Big anti onto the Reinhardt, but barrier is onto Salem, so that's going to keep him alive. We go for a Shatter on the Genji, but we don't quite connect onto that. That's okay, because I do have some right-click damage in here going forth. I get the right-click on the Genji. He's 1, so he's going to die, and then I'm going to try and burn down the Torb, because he used his E ability, but I'm going to swap back to the Ana, and then I go for a grab here, which was a mistake, but since the game is essentially over, that destroyed my 34-player kill streak. In a tournament, I'd be swapping to D.Va at this point, but since they're still running the same group composition and we have plenty of time to retake, I can at least get one more Grav should we need it to win the game here. And we are up by 1 round. Thank you for the counter pin so I don't get splattered against the wall. And once again, it's going to be poke damage onto the back line, onto the Hog, the Lucio, and whatnot. And then he's going to come in, try and barrier. Great sleep, but we're just going to nade him and kill him because we can. And I'm going to kill that turret. So that's why I practice my right clicks, long range right clicks to try and kill either turrets or snipers, people on the high ground, whatnot. Hi, Lucio. And see, Lucio is a little bit difficult to hit here, so I'm going to swap my attention to the Torb and kill the turret as well as the Reinhardt itself. And I'm going to barrier my teammate that's in the line of sight of the whole hog. Yeah, great finish there onto the Genji, and then now back onto the Hog. Playing a little ring around the rosy. I have grab if needed, and I'm going to grab right here and try and pull them to the point, which it pulls the Torb in, pulls the Ana in, and then they're dead. GG.